Rome calls to us once again, and when an emperor commands, what can we mortals do but obey? Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with more Anno 117 Pax Romana, and this time I've got a pretty exciting update. I now have full access to the game. Like, nothing is held back from me. I see everything. And the team at Ubisoft has not only offered to sponsor this video, but they've given me free leave to show off pretty much anything I want. That could include part of the campaign, but I'll save that for a future video. Instead, we're going to focus on one of the big features that we've seen alluded to but never put into practice, and that's going to be diplomacy and conquest. So of course, a big thank you to Ubisoft for the free reign to do what I'd like. That is awesome. If you guys would like to learn more about Anno 117, it is coming out on November 13th, and you can click on the link in the description down below if you want to learn more. Without any further ado, let's get started. Now, I will give you a small sneak peek as we get started here, where you can see that there is going to be both the campaign and an endless mode, which is what we'll be experimenting with today. And from here, you can actually change up your character portrait plus several game settings. For example, maybe we want to change who we are playing against. What if I don't want to play against Lucia Ma? We could play against Zara Nitu or Concordia, or a couple of other characters. For now, I think she'll be fine. And there is going to be a co-op mode, which I don't totally know how that plays out since I don't have any friends in this yet, but could be very interesting. Anyway, let's begin the game. Now, a lot of this you've already seen before if you've watched my previous videos, although now we are truly in a randomized map, so I don't know what to expect here. But the basics remain the same. Let's go ahead and place down some basic streets and set up our town. We need to get nice, strong wood production right off the bat, plus a handful of Libertus residences, where, by the way, they've had this nice little feature where if I already have kind of a neighborhood block, just like hover the road over it and it automatically will just place roads all around. Nice little quality of life improvement. Anyway, my little freemen, my Liberty, are going to move in. We'll get their basic needs set up with some sardines and some porridge. And with those set up, we can go for the marketplace and for a simple tavern, boosting up some local amenities, which finishes me out with my simple tunics and pileus hats. And they do seem to have rebalanced a few things in this game as far as your cash generation and making your people happy, because we're already at a small positive income, which is a welcome change. That was a bit of a struggle in some of the earlier betas. Now we seem to be in good shape. My city status is already increased to a tier 2 small city, which means we can start upgrading some of our residences and getting a new class of citizen. That, of course, is going to be the plebeians. So now I need to start extracting some clay and manufacturing tiles. You've seen a lot of this before. I won't dwell on it for too long. Now, there is something very important that we haven't taken a look at before in this game, but it is going to change the course of a match. And that is going to be how we choose to please or displease the Emperor. Now, right here, we have a little pop-up event. The Law of Majesty. Someone was claiming to be a goddess. The Emperor doesn't really like that. We could pardon her, pay her to renounce divinity, just execute her, or whatever, and whatever decision we make not only is going to affect things like the happiness or the knowledge on our island, but you'll notice at the bottom, we change our Imperial reputation. Now, there's no way I'm paying 10,000 denarii in order to have her renounce her divinity. That's almost every bit of cash I've got. So in order to make the Emperor happy, I'm going to simply have to execute her. Now, Emperor Calidus likes this. If we go to our diplomacy screen, we can take a look at our Emperor right over here and find out exactly how we're doing with him. Right now, we're at a pretty neutral reputation. Nothing's really happening. But the more you please the Emperor, the more good things tend to happen. For example, making it cheaper to settle onto new islands, get access to more traders, and so on. All the way up until the point where he likes me so much, he declares me to be a consul, at which point all of the remaining governors must bend the knee to me. There is, however, a totally different route. What if we decided to antagonize the Emperor? Well, that tends to come with problems. You make everything far more expensive, your amphitheater is less useful, your traders are embargoed, all the way up until you are in a state of open rebellion against the Emperor, at which point you stop paying taxes entirely, the Emperor mounts up a fleet and attacks you. But here's the thing. If you can survive long enough against the Emperor, he will eventually have to declare you a proconsul, truly independent and autonomous, and then you can still force the governors to bend the knee, and you get all the benefits as if you were a consul. So there's two very different routes to the same goal. Something new, by the way, I'm also seeing as I play through this, it looks like the individual characters, governors, rivals, etc. can offer you some special quests and personal storylines. So this guy, for example, says, my wife and son are in danger, I need help. Okay, sure, let's find out what he needs. In this case, it looks like his wife did something stupid, punched a servant girl in the temple, came to get arrested, his son stepped in, and it was all dumb and everyone's getting in trouble. So basically, he needs me to speak to the Emperor and myself on their behalf. Okay. It looks like the Emperor is willing to give up the family. They may have just had to get arrested for appearance's sake. But there they are. Two little people just hanging out over here. I shall collect you. Got 'em. And the Emperor requires I deliver them right over here to this mysterious ship in the middle of the water. I guess they just can't be seen to let them free all willy-nilly. That's the thing about Roman Imperial politics. You can do whatever you want in the background. Just gotta keep up public appearances. Now, that mysterious ship apparently has given me a little bit of a heebie-jeebie feeling. Well, we could have just given Tarragon's family to him directly, but seems like we could fight the ship. That makes me wonder, am I going to antagonize my fellow governor, or am I going to antagonize the Emperor? I think I'm going to trust the ship, which is probably going to get the family killed, but maybe make the Emperor happy and anger Tarragon. So no trading with him, I suppose. But I'm gonna suck up to the Emperor. I'm gonna suck up real good. I've got a feeling that the Emperor has put me in a really bad position, I'm not gonna lie. And considering he's a very close neighbor, that might make me a little concerned. Alliances are important in this game. If you can get strong enough with allies, then, well, you can subjugate them willingly into your empire. You know what? I'm gonna split the difference, though. I'm gonna blame this on the Emperor. It is the Emperor's fault. I lose a little bit of reputation as a result. And it doesn't matter, Tarragon doesn't care, he wants to fight me. Okay, well, yeah, I have every reason to be afraid. Okay, I should have committed, I should have taken credit for killing his family. I might as well have done it. Just gonna, you know, train up a few defensive troops. No reason. I'm not really worried, probably. Good grief, though. I will tell you, this guy has given me a proper, like, doom and hellfire speech. I love it. Yep, there's the war. Oh, all-out war, too. It's not... It's not even just like a little, like, we'll have a skirmish. No, he wants to wipe me out from the map. Completely and totally and utterly. Oh, God. Hey, stop attacking stop attacking my port. Stop attacking it. We're gonna shoot you. He's dead. All right, so already the tone of the game has changed a lot from what I've done in the last few videos. I love it. I'm not sure when or if he's just gonna give up. Will he offer me a peace deal? Who knows? It just seems like he's really, really peeved. Oh no, he actually does want a ceasefire. Well, we could do that. I think right now that technically the fact that I'm at war is reducing my reputation in the Empire, so that could be good. At the same time, I don't know, you declared war on me. I mean, yeah, I got your family killed, I'm so sorry, but like, it's the Emperor's fault. We're all puppets in the Emperor's game, and I'm taking you down. Economically, how do we feel like we're doing right now? Well, we've got access to things like olives and amphore over here, but I don't have resin or olives. So that's not going to do me a lot of good. I also am lacking in the mackerel I would need to make some proper garum sauce, which is basically the equivalent of Roman soy sauce. So we really need to find a way to expand, gosh dang it. And this island up over here would have been tempting, but there's actually a much bigger one over here, which has all the resources I am currently lacking. So this would be an even better one for me to take, even if it is a little further away. I seem to be in the positive on all production. My income's looking good. We can almost claim that next island, which should kick things off nicely. So long as we can defend it. Fortunately, Tarragon does seem to be more or less just sitting over here on his own and glowering at me menacingly. Finally, we have enough cash to go ahead and grab this island. Took a little while, unfortunately, but that should be everything I need for a good long while. And I did it before any of the other AIs, which makes me think I might have done something right. So, as usual, we go ahead and build out another settlement, the exact same as before. Only I should be able to make this a lot smaller and more compact. At least for the moment. My primary goal is just to extract resources I need. And it'll be a lot easier to do that with some simple trade routes to give me a quick boost up with some extra resources. Really starting to see the cash come in now. We're up to almost 600 income. And our cash, yeah, it's just rising up very, very fast. Getting that island was indeed the right decision. My needs are being met pretty well, which means I think it's time for us to move into the next phase. So let's go ahead and get a few upgrades. Go bada boom, like so. Nice big villas for the Equus, tier 3 population. We didn't get to see these guys in the last couple of videos, but they are your top tier pops. They got a lot of good stuff that they need, including, it looks like, some cheeses and some wine. Well, guess what? I've got access to grapes. This is also the point of the game where I'd be able to start building up an aqueduct, which is a pretty awesome project, and we have a new building material, concrete. The Emperor also has apparently given me a special missive saying I'm allowed to go to Albion. I mean, that's nice. How does that impact the endless mode? I don't know. You would think that it doesn't, and yet somehow that just popped up, so I'm a smidge confused, but that's okay. Anyway, before we can do anything, we've got to get this concrete up and running. We need to have a limestone quarry set up in the mountains, and we also need to get a sand refinery somewhere. I think that has to be down by the shoreline, like down over here, which is fine. And that all gets converted at a concrete mixer, for which I have to have a bunch of equites as my working population, so things start getting increasingly difficult from here on out. Also, in order to get cheese, I need an ox farm. I can't even do that. Is there even ox on this map somewhere? It sure doesn't look like it. I don't see any special, like, fertilities required for that. And when you say ox, I think like an oryx, you know, like from Albion. So we're gonna have to simply do trade routes of some sort in order to get these. I'm not even sure how you do that. This is actually getting into new territory for me. Oh, how exciting. The Emperor hath sent me a request. Oh boy, he wants a lot of stuff. Oh my god, and that's not even a lot of time to do it. 56 wine? 56? I'm only just barely getting started on this. If I say no, I lose reputation though. That's kind of my problem. But if I say yes and then fail, I lose even more reputation. Oh boy. All right, we're gonna have to try, but I can tell from here on out, this is where things are gonna get tricky. Please the Emperor or make the Emperor very angry with you. Wait, hang on, did I just figure out the... Oh, I now see how we're supposed to access things in Albion. Apparently, I am indeed able to colonize in different regions of the world in the same endless game? Sure looks like maybe that is the case. Whoa, dude! So actually I would be able to go over here and start manufacturing my own goods and then ship them all the way back to Italy. Whoa. Are you seriously telling me, though, that's the only way the Equites can get their cheese fix? It has to be milk imported directly from Albion? You guys are a little bit too bougie for my taste. As we build up our Equites population, though, we do have new things available to us. So there's the aqueduct we were looking for, which is great. Plus, we also have access to a theater, which can finally solve a lot of my happiness issues. And the aqueduct is phenomenal for boosting up your health and your fire safety. Plus, I believe if used correctly, can boost up the production of things like farms, so it is very good to place. The only downside, it takes a lot of concrete, and I mean a lot of it. But oh boy, the theater is a gorgeous building over here though, ain't it? Ooh, I want one. I want one so badly. Look how happy it would make all my peoples. Anyway, you know something that I think would be worth investing in while we can? Might be worth trying to get myself some basic military ships. Now, we can customize these slightly. Military ships have to have ship archers on them. Could add on some ship oars so they're more maneuverable and don't rely on the wind. A little more expensive. Honestly, probably worth it. If I wanted to get better ships, though, I need to get triremes, which means we would need to do a bit more on the research side of things down over here. Honestly, probably worth it. I do want to end this war with Tarragon, and I don't want to just give up. I'd rather just go and actually fight him and take his stuff. See what happens. Did you? Okay, hang on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Guys, I'm doing a quest for one of these little Equite things. Just a little side quest. He lost his goods and all that. He's giving me his sob story. Apparently he took an arrow to the knee? Of course he did. Of course he did. There's no way, by the way, that I'm going to meet the Emperor's request for getting all that wine. That's so much wine. I have nowhere near enough. By the way, we can build a theater now if I want to. Yeah, this would be an option for me. Big, glorious, masterful theater. I like that. There we go. Beautimous. Enjoy the show, my friends. Oh, we can actually see what's going on inside there, too. Nice touch. Anyway, where was I? Oh, right, we were gonna buy the wine so I don't have to worry about it so much. Boom, done, thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna buy the wine and send it directly to the Emperor that way. Boom, I gained 10 reputation. Did you know, by the way, that there are multiple Emperor options in this game? I didn't show you that during the customization, but the guy you've been seeing thus far, this is Emperor Calidus. You could, of course, choose Empress Juliana as well. There's a bit of a backstory behind all that, but we'll worry about that another day. With this theater now set up, I'm feeling a little bit posh. maybe now is a good time to go ahead and try building out an aqueduct. This has to be set up alongside your mountain, kind of the same way any of your quarries or mines would be, so don't use up all of these potential mountain spaces if you think you're going to want it. And then once that's placed, we then have to spend a lot more concrete actually building out said aqueduct, like in this way. Big downside, very pricey. Also, the aqueduct is sort of limited as far as where it can actually go. Like, you can't cross aqueducts. I don't even know if you can cross roads. Let's find out. No, you cannot. So, like, if I want to have, like, an output for my aqueduct in a good spot, you got to plan your roads accordingly. Which is okay. I mean, they have a pretty huge radius of impact. For example, I don't like this road being in the way. Once it's placed, we can get some small little streets through here easily enough. You just can't have the extra wide roads that I did. So yeah, big project, but oh boy, is it going to boost up the amenities of a lot of my population. Very worthwhile. And wait a minute, I'm wrong. You can split this? Oh, interesting. Okay, so you actually can split off your aqueduct at least a little bit. That wasn't true in some of the early versions of this that I played, but good. Okay, I like that. That gives me more options. Uh-oh. We met somebody else. Voada of the Skathach. Oh, okay. Hi, hostile person. Kind of a bit of a Boudica look to you, huh? Well, reminder, Rome rules. You drool. It appears she did not like that. She is much faster than I thought she would be. Jasums. Aqueduct should be coming online in just a brief moment, waiting for one concrete delivery. Boom! All right, so there we go. We finished our first very small aqueduct. And everybody liked that, because that's the mark of a true Roman. You know what else is the mark of a true Roman? War. And now that my triremes are done, I think we should build a couple. 2 archer towers? Sure, twice the firepower. I like it. Let's build a couple of them. The other thing that's very Roman are roads, and I now have concrete roads. So I should be able to go through and start upgrading a proper highway through this city. Oh yes, this is gonna be very expensive, but it's gonna be amazing. My thirst for concrete is just obscene. I need more. All right, so if we wanted to go to war, what would be involved here? Well, I'm pretty sure what we have to do is take the governor's villa, unless I'm very much mistaken. So I look here and I see Tarragon has built up a little walled fortress, which is rather clever of him. I don't see much in the way of other defenses, though. And your ships are over here, but there's a nice little landing beach over here. So maybe, just maybe, with enough troops, I could rush in here and do something. He's got like a defensive archer tower, but that's it. So let's go ahead and take my auxilia and some archers, and we will add them to my ships for quick transport. I've never done this before, not successfully anyway. So this is a very new experience, and hopefully it does not end in tears. I'm gonna try to disembark all my troops at once, and here we go. Drop them off. Go, 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 guys. Oh God. Okay, they actually had more troops here than I was expecting. Hold up. Troops, pull back, pull back. Let the ships do a lot of the fighting for you. I think we can get everybody pretty much in range. Yeah, there we go. Burn down those towers. Burn down those towers. Nice. Can you hit the walls? The answer appears to be yes, you most assuredly can. Good. So what I'm learning from this experience is if I am going to be placing down a governor's villa and walls, ideally, try to keep a lot of things just out of range of ships so that they can't hurt you. Go ahead and pull these troops back toward the front, see if you can't draw them into a stupid fight against me. Wait, do you have archers here, or do gates actually have archers on them? It sure looks like the gates have archers on them, which is news to me. Oh. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, well, they are coming toward me, so let's see if we can't do something to start beating them down here. So just go ahead and give lots of casualties, and then we'll rush it. Now, keep running. We don't actually want to fight. I don't actually want to fight. Kiting works just as well, if not better. All right, now we have to fight. Go ahead and fight them. They're already routing, and there we go. So I didn't take too many losses. That finishes off the military units immediately. Good. So if I can't reach the gates with my ships, I think we just have to go straight for the kill. So yeah, I don't much care for these here gates. Maybe what we can do is destroy the gates, replenish my troops, and then with the walls already knocked down, go for another big attack. Depends. I mean, these gates are kind of hard to destroy. I'm not gonna lie, this is harder than I thought. Yeah, hold on. This is not working the way I thought it was going to. Gosh dang it, Mr. Emperor, man. Oh, the Emperor's like, stop it! Stop it! He attacked me because you made me kill his family. But if I don't, I lose 30 reputation. Oh my god. Oh, fine. I will make peace for now, but only for now. I will find an opportunity to kill him again later. Dang it! Why are you ruining my fun? Legitimately. Way to ruin a time, dude. Just like that, I think I became an anti-monarchist. Whatever. My people get a festival of conquest. They're happy. So the new lesson then is I need... war machines. Yes. Yes! Alright, well, since apparently I'm not wiping Tarragon out, let's go ahead and settle down in Albion and start up a whole new set of trade. Remembering, of course, that things are a little different here. Instead of our libertes, we have our waiters who become aldermen and stuff like that. We've got to go and fish for things in the bog. Yeah, it's a little different here. Very alien. Tarragon seriously just declared war on me, and he sure did. You know why? Because he's like, can I have this island? And I'm like, no thank you. And then he's all like, that's it, war! It's like, oh my god. Here we go again. I was trying to research shipboard scorpions so I could just start bombarding him, but apparently he doesn't want me to have fun. Wait, Tarragon just sunk a ship. What? Oh, frickin' heck, he sure did. Oh, okay. Well, we gotta go and deal with him now. He destroyed another of my ships. Gosh dang it. All right, this guy's gotta die now. That's it. I'm done. I'm killing him now. Nice little new island you have over here, Tarragon. Time to burn it down. Just keep moving with my ships. Kite, kite, kite. He can't hit me worth anything if I just keep moving, and my arrows are much more accurate. Ha! Say goodbye! And if you think I won't do that again over here to your main base, you got another thing coming. I'm not letting you build any more ships. That's right. Launch everything we got at him. And I got some Scorpion Ballista over here, so we've got some anti-building damage now, which will help. I'm not sure how effective it is in comparison, but it seems pretty decent. You know, I'm actually not sure where I'm supposed to get things like a siege workshop. Because I want to finish researching things like, let's say, these scorpions, but it says you have to first build a siege workshop to do so. Okay, fair enough. But where do I unlock that? And that's kind of something I haven't figured out yet. I would think that I've already got access to it simply because there's a technology to improve onagers, which I haven't built yet up to this point either. So I don't know, I haven't found a tech for it, but it's not in my military buildings. I will have to check later to see if it is actively disabled or if I am missing something important. Because like right here, you can see military buildings. I've got my barracks and walls, I've got weapons and armor and stuff, but no siege workshop. Not that I know of. Actually, the same thing is true with cavalry now that I think about it. Because I have a way of boosting up equestrian cavalry here too. So, wait, is it maybe just an issue where I literally just need more equites? Like, it's a hidden unlock that I haven't found yet? That could be. In which case, what I ought to do is just build out as much as I can of my population and then see what happens. Because, like, if I get to 500 equites, I do unlock something new here. New household goods, writing tablets, fine glass, marble. That's pretty sweet. Forums, baths, yes, all of that is great, but does that unlock a new military building? Yep. That's the issue. I need 800 equites. Oh, okay, well, we figured that out. So you're telling me I need to turn this into a sprawling metropolitan area? Fine, I can do that. Sprawling suburbia, they said. Minor megalopolis, I said. Making progress. Okay, there we go. That should be all that I need. Now I just need a little bit of lumber, then we get the siege workshop, which, by the way, increases my knowledge for all surrounding houses, so this should give me a science boost on top of everything else, which is just fine and dandy. So, onagers, or scorpions. I'll take the onagers, to be honest. Build a couple of them. We'll send them over soon enough. There we go. First onager ready. All right, onagers deployed. Let's see what they can do. Answer is actually not bad. They're fairly inaccurate, but sure, they can definitely lay siege to things. Good news is the villa itself is a pretty big target, so I feel like accuracy is not going to be much of an issue for... Oh man, that makes all the difference in the world. Okay, we found our winner. Just took a while. Shouldn't have messed with me, Tarragon. Should have let your family rest in a peaceful memory. That would have been the better way to go, but no. Really didn't have to be this way, buddy. It wasn't even my fault, technically. Sort of. So now what? In order to win this, I think we just destroy all the remaining towers and defenses on the island. That's it. Pretty sure. Or... No, wait, actually, just by having my infantry over here, it looks like we're in the process of conquering the island properly. Okay, so it's actually just control and hold this point. Okay, so he has to give up this island. We could spend 52,000 denarii to take it, or spend reputation, which I'm not going to do, or raise the island and let it be settled by anyone, or put a vassal in charge. Oh, wait. Oh, I did that. I was going to click on that and see who's my option for a vassal, but it looks like we've got one. Well, okay then. And now the Emperor says, all right, that's enough. Fair enough. I got what I wanted. It's not like I really want anything from this island anyway. I just wanted to punish Tarragon, and I did that. I am A-okay with puppet governments. And it looks like the option will come into play later. If we want to, we could just integrate it into our province. So yeah, leave it as a vassal for now so it's a non-issue. When I feel like I want it, just spend the money and it's mine. Now the thing is, that's not the only way that we can conquer anybody, all right? There are other options that are a bit more peaceful and diplomatic in nature. So, hi, Mr. Dorian over here. We've already got a defensive pact because he likes me a fair bit. I am substantially stronger than he is in terms of my economy, prestige, naval power, army power, whatever it is. If I can get us to a state where we're able to have a proper alliance, I can probably say, hey, give up your ambition, come and work for me. And they'll say, yeah, that seems reasonable. I mean, the other alternative, of course, is to just become the consul or proconsul and force them to submit, but that requires the Emperor like me a lot more than he currently does. Before I end this video, then, I want to try the other conquest method. I want to see what happens when you go deep down in diplomacy here and try to get Dorian to submit on his own accord. Now, the only problem is, in order to get my alliance tech, we have a few objectives we have to complete first. If I pop over here to research, we can see that this is what's going to lead toward alliance treaties. And to unlock this, I need to have 500 Romanized and 500 Celtic populations and generate at least 1,700 knowledge, and that now is not so much of the issue, but getting some Celts? I don't know about that. So first I have to reach all the way up to nobles in order to then unlock the ability to get Celts. And to get nobles, I'm pretty sure I'm missing quite a few things, actually. So that means we need to start building out some more pops. Let's get these guys upgraded, unlock new stuff like the Grammaticus and such over here, and just build, build, build. And Tarragon declares war once again, but I've got 2 defensive pacts, so who cares? Hey, I'm finally a supporter of the Emperor. You've not made my life easy, I'll tell you what. I think that choosing to serve the Emperor at the beginning and fighting Tarragon seriously has hampered my gameplay. It would have been far better to just let the Emperor be mad for a little bit and not make not only Tarragon, but every other player in the game has been mad at me for murdering his family. Like, really mad about it. Whoa, what just happened? I was looking in Albion and all of a sudden, it looks like in my main city, something exploded? I don't know. All of my residences suddenly just lost like a ton of people. Did I stop? Ooh, I ran out of key goods. Well, that's called a death spiral, ladies and gentlemen. And there goes my income and so, yeah, okay. In the pyramid, never let your foundation crumble. No, like, legitimately though, how am I... How am I gonna reprioritize people to go where I need them to go? Maybe I can disband my military units. Is that an option? Can I just disband them? Disband auxiliary. I mean, I'm not going to war against anybody anytime soon, right? Let's just disband, get my workers back into the workforce, work the crucial jobs, and then hopefully we'll be okay. If I can just get people producing the Dane sardines and stuff like that, enough to meet some needs, we'll be fine. We'll reestablish ourselves. There we go. Gradually ticking our way back up. Okay, that saved it. Okay, I think we got our first noble. There it is. Hey, buddy, you're looking great. Which means now, can I go through here and, yes, I can get some Celtic residences specifically. Now, I think that antagonizes the Emperor because he wants you to Romano-Celt everybody. He likes that cultural assimilation. But I need to have my tech. Honestly, though, I'm not even sure how I'm supposed to just keep building more population. I feel like all I gotta do is just keep urbanizing like crazy over here. That's all I care about, right? Okay, finally I have what I needed. Turns out the real trick here if you want to boost up your population is not just to build a bunch of homes. Make sure you're going through the individual population types and meeting as many needs as possible because that increases the number of people who will live in said house. So you get a little bit more value. And that's actually the big challenge of Albion, because you're going to end up having, I guess, 5 different population types all living in the same cramped space. And you're going to have to make do to find a way to meet all of their needs, because you need all of them. in order to continue advancing and supply your cities back home in Latium. So that is, yeah, that is going to be interesting. Anyway, at the very least, though, I now have the unlock I needed, so we can go for the alliances. And while we wait, there is more that I could work on. You may have noticed there's another resource production chain down here. But I think that's one of the few things that Ubisoft would like for me to save for later, so we're gonna pretend we don't see that. And then we're gonna just sit here and drive ourselves mad wondering what beautiful things you could build with marble. I can think of a few. Just a few more seconds, and there we go. All right, with Alliance Tech, what would it take for me to get that out of Dorian? Cannot wall at war. Oh, well, that would be a small problem. Unfortunately, this guy is really, really stubborn. He does not like that I'm taking his islands, but he's like, oh, but we still have a stalemate. It's like, really? Pretty sure the fact that I vassalized your islands means that we don't have a stalemate. Fine, if Tarragon's gonna be this stubborn, I'll just destroy his last island here in Latium. So, I'm not, it says I'm technically at some sort of a ceasefire now. There's no way I'm getting this guy into a diplomatic peace because I murdered his family, which apparently never goes away, and you know, fair enough. So is the only way that I'm ever going to be able to get an alliance at this point is if I literally just remove Tarragon from the game? Oh, I don't know about that one, guys. That might be a little on the tougher side. How much territory you got? 1 island with a lot of defenses. He's invested heavily in Albion. Right, this would be a painful fight. This is especially an issue because I don't think you can send your ships out to sea and travel all the way to Albion from there. As far as I know, you can't select them and move them. Only trade ships can be told to go between them, but I think that's it. Might be wrong on that point, but I haven't found a way. Which would mean that I am required to build up a new military force all the way up in Albion and rebuild everything from there. And that's not a small ask, so, no. Basically, my ambitions to peacefully vassalize Dorian was made impossible by the fact that I followed the Emperor's will and executed Tarragon's family. I knew that was going to come back to bite me in some way. Admittedly, I didn't know it was going to be that drastic. Holy crud. You're sure there's absolutely nothing I can do to persuade you that this is stupid? I think my only option would be if the Emperor himself literally said, hey, yeah, you're all done, stop fighting. But he's not doing it, so I'm stuck. So yeah, lots learned here in this particular run-through. The thing that I'm really disappointed about is that one event is really going to prevent me from subjugating Dorian and possibly even Concordia. Like, we were this close to effectively speedrunning well, kind of a victory of an endless mode, but that one event really prevented it. So if you want to commit to doing diplomatics vassalizations, like, do not upset any of these governors on their personal storylines. That is a lesson learned here. Or if you're gonna do that, do not allow them to get entrenched in Albion so that you easily can get to them and finish them off, wipe them out of the game. That's the only way to get yourself back on track. So I should have stuck to being a nice guy and not mess with Tarragona from the beginning, but I did. I obeyed the Emperor. That was my mistake. Still, Conquest absolutely works. We have managed to snag a fair bit of territory. I'm too lazy to develop all this right now, but we now have access to, I think, all of the resources in Latium. So at this point, if I wanted to really work on expanding my metropolis, I could just go ahead and cover this entire island with every production chain known to man. And then figure out what to do with this precious, precious marble. Pretty cool. I like that the military aspect of this game doesn't feel absolutely required, aside from just controlling the waterways to make sure you have some naval supremacy and you can protect your trade. Outside of that, it is a tool in your toolbox, but it is not an absolute requirement. And even so, I feel like the warfare is a bit more advanced in Anno 117 than in some of the other Anno games I've played in the past, and that is a welcome addition. Very Roman. Thank you all very much for watching this video. I hope you found this informative and helpful as you wait for Anno 117 Pax Romana to release in mid-November. And once again, a big thank you to Ubisoft for sponsoring today's video and getting me the access to the full game early. I'm looking forward to coming back pretty soon to do some additional videos where we might check out some of the story mode and the campaign so you see what else this game has to offer. If you enjoy that idea, then go ahead and hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.